Hi, I'm Jamie Rupert from Sci-Fivision. Thanks for talking to me. Appreciate it. Really, really enjoyed the film. Watched it last night. I think I cried a bit too much, but I enjoyed it. I cry very easy. So to start out, Brock, this is your first, full-length feature film. What's it been like to kind of see it come together on the screen?
Oh my gosh, terrifying and satisfying. Incredibly exciting. It's such a privilege and it's such an opportunity that I know that so many are striving for, and I certainly strived for many, many years to get to this point. It's not been a short journey, and so I'm just filled with overwhelming feelings of gratitude, especially to guys like this guy next to me who just turned in this tremendous performance. As a first-time filmmaker, I can't imagine too many luckier than I am right now to be in this spot.
Thanks, Bob.
Now, Neil, obviously, your character is not a very nice guy, let's say. So can you talk about sort of connecting with him? Like, how did you get into that headspace?
Wow. Well, I think everyone knows because I won't do sex scenes, there's only certain characters that I can play in movies. And with 5 kids, I have to provide for them. So it's either soldiers in the middle of a battlefield or villains. So when they came to me, originally, I said, no, I can't play the devil. That's just too dark. Yellowstone, Justified, those are dark characters, but I think this is just too much. And then I went home and I told my wife, Reve, and we prayed over it. And she said, you're such an amazing villain and you have such an amazing relationship with God that you kind of have to play this, or else this film isn't going to work. And it might send the wrong message out to people with this type of film. So by doing this, as a method actor, I had to dredge up all the flaws that I have in life, all the things that are going through my soul. And what I did with the character is try to find compassion in the benefactor. I tried to, I hate, like when I say I have to send this girl off to the psych ward, there's genuine conflict in my soul because, and you see it on my face because I don't want that to happen, but to make it all work the way this is supposed to, my agenda that I have to do certain things. But by the end of the film, you see that all I really want is what Kevin wants. That I've made some horrible choices in my life. I used to be one of God's minions. I used to be so close. I used to be so good, but then I tripped over myself and fell, and I can't get back to where I used to. And then I see someone like Kevin, and there's that moment of, gosh, why can't I get back to that? Why can't I have that faith that Kevin has? And then I go back to the devil again. So it calls all of us out to be better, to stand up to our own flaws. Like I've said, I gave up alcohol 8 years ago, and that's an addiction I had to get rid of. And I did it. And the strength that I have now because of standing up to that and having my wife Reve by my side, helping me through that. These are things that are put in front of you on your plate in life, and how you deal with those issues is what Brock has brought to us as actors and now as an audience, to see Kevin go through all these horrible, drag through hell for 5 years and still at the end of it have the ultimate faith in God. It's inspirational, and that's what I love so much about this film. And my 5 kids watched the film the other night, and I was scared to think, oh my gosh, what are they going to think about Dad playing the devil? What are they going to think about this film? But I knew it wasn't too dark. And they absolutely love the film, Jamie. They're going to go see it again tonight. There's another screening tonight, and they want to go again tonight. And those kind of films.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a good message. Yeah.
It's Angel Studios going out on a limb and making films that amplify light instead of darkness. And the production quality through Ken Carpenter producing this thing and Brock's direction and his writing. I am so proud of this film that Reve and I helped to produce. And go out and go see this film. Support this film. It'll send a message to the rest of Hollywood. We don't need such dark stuff. Let's talk about issues, but let's amplify light. And that's the goal of this weekend.
Right. Now, Brock, this is sort of continuing what he's been saying, but what do you want people to take away from it?
Well, I hope more than anything, I hope they do have a conversation. I hope that this isn't a film that's trying to give you all the answers. It's trying to ask a lot of questions. And I hope there's great conversations that come out of it. Besides the conversation and all the things that have come out of that, I do hope if there is a feeling of hope that emerges by the end of this film, that we can all look at the trials of our lives and we can say, you know what, there is a way through. Patience is going to probably be required. Some trials are very long. Some of us endure long, drawn out hardships. But within that, even in the middle of that, there is goodness and there is hope and there is light in the world to grab onto. And if we do grab onto it, we will be sustained and we'll be okay. And I hope, if anything, people can take that away from this.
Well, can you talk a bit about I mean, obviously this is about the story of Job, but where did you get, like, what did the idea come from to make you want to do this?
Yeah, so the idea initially came from just thinking about my marriage and thinking about those times in my marriage, and when we have different ideas of what's going on. You know, when my wife is wondering if I've paid the bills, and I'm wondering, when in the world did you even ask me to do that? I don't remember committing to that. And now we're having an argument. And if you think about what we know, well, what we know about the multiverse through fictions, through science fiction and things like that, you know, this idea that every choice we make, there's somewhere out there where there's another version of us who made a different choice. And usually that's like crazy things, like, you know, Nazis won World War II or something. But
Yeah.
the real idea extends even to small decisions. And so what if somebody could move us, shift us subtly between these worlds without our knowledge, and where the difference is only that my wife did ask me to pay the bills in this reality, and then I get shifted to a reality, and I came from a world where she didn't ask that, and now we're fighting. And so this would be a great tool in the wrong hands, and it would create chaos, it would create contention, and it would create hate. And that idea, I latched onto that and realized here's a really interesting way into some really concepts about the communication that we have with each other, our relationships, and what is the source of the fighting that we do sometimes, and how do we get through that?
Right. Neil, can you quickly speak about working with Christopher in the film?
Oh, Palaha is just awesome. You know, our first day was a 9-page scene in the diner. Usually you start a film by an easy page, maybe 2 pages the first day. But we jumped into it 9 pages of me just going off on Kevin. And it was so amazing because he's such a gifted actor that the two of us, come from big sports backgrounds. We were just, like I keep saying, we're 2 rams in the middle of a field, just mashing horns at each other, in a great way. It was awesome to play off of him. The words that Brock gave us made it a whole lot easier. But it was one of the most enjoyable environments I've ever had. And like I said, the way the production value, the way that Ken Carpenter kind of crafted the film together with Brock's words, the cast that they hired, the crew that they put together, Joth Riggs, who was one of the greatest ADs in Hollywood. There was just so many great things happening. It was lightning in a bottle. And it showed the other night when people stood up at the end of the film and applauded like crazy. It's one of those films that we're going to be so proud of. People are going to go see it over and over again. And I hope that people go out in droves. So it tells Hollywood we need to make more films like this and stand by what Angel Studios is doing.
Yeah, well, like I said, I really enjoyed it. So thank you. I appreciate it.